get to it, Fat Man Zoom.
All right, this segment, buy, hold, sell.
Yes.
Guys, if you saw it last week, we got another big week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm going to give you 10 stocks each day. Thursday, Friday are together. But 10 stocks each day. You tell me, if you were in this position going into earnings, would you buy more stocks, buy more stock, so hold through, buy more stock before earnings? Would you hold through earnings, so keep your position, or sell before earnings? So buy, hold, sell.
Got it.
We're going to start with Tuesday. I'm just going to give the whole list, and then I'm going to break them down individually. We got Baba, Discovery, Under Armour, Nikola, Clorox, Marriott, Corsair Gaming, Activision, Skills, and Lyft. We'll start with Baba.
Let's do it. I'm going to bring up the chart. We're going to look at Baba right here. I don't know how. I mean, the risk reward is certainly really good on Baba. So I would say if you already own it, then I would just buy it here. And if it comes down, then I don't know. I wouldn't go crazy on it, but I think it's worth buying. The risk reward seems good.
Like that. Discovery, also same thing. This has been beaten down. It hasn't really recovered since the Archegos drama. I think this is a solid buy, especially with the Discovery Plus numbers that we could potentially see here. Yeah, this looks like a great asymmetrical opportunity.
For sure.
Under Armour,
again, I think it's going to be a really good buy. This one also got beat down from its highs, which was the last earnings they had. If they follow in line with Nike, Crocs, some of the other Lululemon, some of the other retailers we've seen, that I would imagine that Under Armour knocks it out of the park here. I like this as a buy.
Nikola.
Is there a short option? So obviously we heard the news. We shared that with you guys. Last week about how Trevor Milton being indicted on 3 counts of fraud. Nikola trying to say they had nothing to do with Trevor Milton's doings, which we all know is bullshit. So I think that looking at Nikola, I would just stay away from this. Not going to buy it. I would sell it.
Sell. All right. Next one is Clorox.
Clorox is a buy, in my opinion. If people still feel like the Delta variant is going to be more serious, obviously Clorox went crazy during COVID for obvious reasons, the wipes, antiseptics, that sort of thing. But let's not forget, Fat Man Zoom, Clorox owns so many other brands, Hefty, Kingsford. So if you're doing other stuff that's like outside related, you're growing outside, I think that Clorox is certainly a good buy for a lot of those reasons.
Marriott International.
Marriott is going to be one that I think is going to be a buy. Travel in general is going to continue to roll here, and I think we start to see some really good numbers here in the late summer months.
Corsair Gaming.
Corsair is going to be interesting because we got good numbers from Logitech. I think that this is just a hold.
All right. I was wondering if you were going to give us a hold.
There were so many good ones that have been
it's
good
surprising
buys.
You're buying more into earnings. That's ballsy. Those are all pre-market after hours for Tuesday. Activision is going to be a sell for me. We saw some drop-offs from Microsoft's numbers and their Xbox uses, and so users. I think that Activision is going to be one that I don't know if I'd want to be around, even though it's come down quite a bit. They've also got a lot of PR trouble too. Next one would be Skills.
Same thing. I don't know if I'd be around this one. I'd probably sell it as well. I don't really care for this stock. It's got a bright future, but I don't know if now's the time to buy it.
Do you want to pull it up on the chart?
Yeah, let's take a look. I had it pulled up. I don't know why. I must have accidentally deleted it. I would say that if it comes back to retest the $12 range, it could be a buy. I would stay away from it for now.
So it's a sell?
It's a sell, yeah.
Okay. Lyft.
Lyft is going to be a buy. I think we see some really good demand numbers from them, especially if it crosses over this 50-day moving average.
So those are 10 from Tuesday. We're going to move on to Wednesday. Again, buy more, hold current position, or sell existing position going into earnings. Wednesday, so pre-market we have GM, CVS, Royal Caribbean. After hours, we're going to look at Roku, Uber, Etsy, Fastly, Marathon Oil, Mercado Libre, and Wynn. So let's start pre-market GM.
GM is a buy. I think that if the numbers come in and they are anywhere near what Ford's was and the outlook is just as good, then I think that GM could potentially do a really great move, especially after the pullback from 64.
All right, CVS.
CVS is going to be something that I think that I would just hold. I'm not sure how they're going to react. Obviously, there's a particular catalyst with the vaccines and that sort of thing, but I'm not sure how well they'll do this earnings. We'll see, but I still like it as a hold. I wouldn't say sell.
Royal Caribbean, current position I'm in. I'm excited to hear what you have to say about this.
Yeah, interesting about this one. I don't know if we see much out of them as far as earnings are concerned, so I think I would just hold it borderline sell because the earnings aren't going to be anything that would make anybody happy. They're still burning through cash like crazy. Only positive thing that you could look forward to is that maybe they have some really strong numbers as far as reopening, but we've already seen some hurdles they've had to jump from people being required to be vaccinated and that sort of thing.
After hours, let's begin with Roku.
Roku, I think, this is really tough too. If they come out with earnings that are anything like Netflix's numbers, I don't want anything to do with Roku, but I still believe in the company. I think it's going to be a hold.
Uber,
same thing as Lyft. I think that this would be a buy going into earnings. It's had a pretty rough go at it since their last earnings, but I think that they could outshine this time around.
Etsy
is going to be something that I think that is a little bit worrisome for me. I don't know if I'd sell it, but I think I'd at least hold it. Definitely wouldn't buy going into here, especially since what we saw from Amazon. Fastly's been tough, man. I want to buy Fastly all the way down here. The cloud computing space isn't going anywhere. This was a darling in during the pandemic because of the stay-at-home play, and we know that stay-at-home/hybrid isn't going anywhere. So I would say that it's a hold, but I'd definitely be ready to pull the trigger on buying this thing after earnings.
Marathon Oil,
I think, is going to be a buy. Demand for oil is just going to go crazy.
Mercado Libre.
Same thing as Etsy, same sentiments here. I think I'd hold it, but I don't know if I'd buy it going to earnings based off of what we've kind of seen already.
And last for Wednesday, we have Wynn.
Wynn Resorts is going to be something that I think could really be the risk reward here. We talk about asymmetrical trades. The risk reward here is pretty good. I like Wynn as a buy all the way down here at 98, especially with it coming down from 143. Looks a lot like Penn.
Now, Thursday, Friday. So I grouped Thursday and Friday together to give us 10 stocks. Thursday, pre-market Moderna, Virgin Galactic, Fiverr, Wayfair, Yeti, and Penn. After hours, BYND and Zillow. And then Friday, Canopy Growth Company, CGC, DraftKings, and Norwegian. So we'll start pre-market Thursday with Moderna.
Moderna is going to be a sell for me. I think that they could potentially do really well as far as the earnings are concerned, but this is overvalued. It's gotten way ahead of itself.
Virgin Galactic.
Virgin Galactic is going to be a sell for me as well. Yeah, they had a really good PR, especially with
Successful launch.
Yeah, the successful launch and all that. But their earnings are going to be trash.
All right, next one we have is Fiverr.
Fiverr is definitely something that I'm curious about because we saw some decent numbers from Upwork, and so I think that this could be something that I would. It's a hold. I'd be nervous about buying it, I guess, but it's definitely a hold.
Wayfair
is also a hold. Still, people are spending money like crazy and still trying to sell their houses. It's coming actually down to a really good buy level at 231. I love it down there. If it comes down to retest 231, I would be scooping some up.
Next, we have Yeti.
Yeti is definitely interesting. I think it's gotten a little ahead of itself as well. It hit all-time highs just 2 days ago. I'd sell it.
Let's go with Penn, big dog.
Oh, man. I'm always going to tell you to buy Penn, I think. This is ridiculous. It's coming. The forward PE on this is getting down to a point to where it's just really low, especially with all the numbers that we're seeing and the things that they're doing. Football season's coming up. I'd be buying Penn here.
All right, so then after hours, we have BYND.
Beyond Meat is going to be a sell for me. I think that the newness and the hype is wearing off on this thing. I don't know if the demand is as high as everybody thinks it is anymore.
All right, and then Zillow.
Zillow will be interesting as well. Obviously, we saw a huge the real estate market still on fire. The big problem is the supply issues, right? So that means that we're not going to see big, huge sale numbers of as far as houses are concerned. And we've seen that over the last several weeks that existing home sales are going down. That leads me to believe that Zillow may not do so hot here. I would not want to. I don't know if I'd want to be completely out of it though either. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a hold.
All right. Now, Friday, CGC. These are pre-market, so Canopy Growth Company.
Canopy Growth will be interesting because Tilray had some pretty good numbers and pretty decent announcements as far as what they're looking forward to as far as guidance is concerned. I think that CGC, as much as this has gotten beaten down, the risk reward looks good. I would buy some.
All right. And then we have DraftKings.
DraftKings, same thing as Penn and Win, man. I don't know if I like DraftKings as much just because they spend money like crazy. I wouldn't imagine that their earnings are going to be good. So I'm just going to say instead of a buy, I'll just hold DraftKings.
All right. Lastly, we have Norwegian.
Norwegian Cruise Line is going to fall in that same category with Royal Caribbean. I think that their earnings are going to be atrocious. We'll just wait and see what their guidance is looking like, how many people are really interested in going out on a cruise, and how many people are actually going to be able to, as far as the vaccine's concerned. Are they going to have to prove it? All that good stuff. So I would be careful. Hold on to Norwegian. I wouldn't buy it.
All right. Those are our predictions. Buy, hold, sell for this week as far as earnings are concerned. Guys, make sure you stick around Monday through Thursday. We go live at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll be following up with these earnings as well as any other earnings we didn't go over. So every day after the bell, we're going to go ahead and watch the earnings reaction and give you guys the numbers. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell to just know when we go live.
Let's do it.
All right.